Hey guys, it's Jona, and welcome to the second episode of... Today's episode is a little bit special because it falls on an anniversary. Today marks 20 years since The Proud Family premiered on Disney Channel. And as always with DC Distory, I'm excited to dive into the history and the making of The Proud Family. I do want to say right off the bat that we are going to talk about the complicated legacy of The Proud Family towards the end of the video, so don't worry, I will be touching on that. And I'm going to say this multiple times in the video, but I linked a great video in the description box. I highly recommend that you go over and check out this YouTuber's work. She does a fantastic job of explaining the complicated legacy of the Proud Family and some of the issues with it, so definitely be sure to give that video a watch. So as I said, today marks the 20th anniversary of the Proud Family. It premiered on September 15th, 2001, and it ran until August 19th, 2005. It was created by an animator at the Walt Disney Animation Studios named Bryce W. Smith. He has said that with the Proud Family, he was really just trying to fill a void because this was around the rise of animated sitcoms like The Simpsons and Family Guy? I want to say King of the Hill? I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. As I was saying, he wanted to fill a void because those shows didn't represent his family. That being said, he did base the Proud Family off of his own family and experiences, but he has been quoted as saying that he feels it represents a universal Black family and that the goal really was to have a show that Black families could watch all together. So Bruce teamed up with Hyperion Studio to form Jambalaya Studio, and the hope with Jambalaya Studios was to produce content that would showcase all ethnicities, and the Proud Family was their first project. Ralph Farquhar was also very instrumental in making the Proud Family what it was. Bruce says that Ralph really took it where he wanted it to go, and then that's where the root of the show really began. I was gonna say took root, but like where the root took root doesn't make any sense. The Proud Family didn't go straight to Disney Channel. It was originally piloted for Disney's One Saturday Morning, and then for Nickelodeon, and then for Disney Channel. There was in fact a pilot made in 1999 for Nickelodeon, but it never aired. I don't think you can find it anywhere, believe me, I tried. Once Disney Channel picked up The Proud Family, it was their first animated series, which I don't know how I didn't know that. I think when I was little, it all just blurs together, the timeline. Like, what came first? That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, I have no idea. They were all just on always. I'm going to mess this up, so I have to read this. It is the only original animated series from Disney Channel not to be associated with and produced exclusively by Disney's television animation arm. And I found out that many of the later episodes were produced with Adobe Flash. I don't know if anybody else out there in middle school had tech ed where you had to use Adobe Flash and make a little like 5-second video. Judging by my skills with that project, or lack thereof, I really admire that they did this show on Adobe Flash. Like, I don't know what I thought they used, you know, back in the day to make animated things, but I definitely wasn't thinking Adobe Flash. The executive vice president of programming and production at Disney Channel, Rich Ross, has a quote that I want to share with you. When it came time to adding animation for older kids in our first original animated series, we were really looking for something that would stand out and talk about an empowered kid in a family environment. Luckily, Jambalaya and Hyperion stepped forward with a story that we thought had exactly the storytelling we wanted. The Proud Family was centered on a middle-class family, and it was targeted at older tweens, teens, and adults. And there are definitely things, I went back and watched the first couple of episodes, there are definitely things in there for the adults. Things that as a kid I didn't laugh at or didn't think twice about, but now I'm like, I see what you did, that's funny. Bruce has also said that it's a celebration of all cultures and it's all about inclusion, but we don't make a big deal about it. I mean, just with the main kids alone, you have Penny, you have La Cienega, you have Dejanay, you have Zoe, and even in that group you have a good amount of diversity. The creators wanted it to clearly be an animated sitcom and not something that could have easily been done in live action. In the first episode alone, you have Oscar's TV, and it like makes him pizza, like a pizza pops out of the TV, and he's watching boxing or wrestling boxing, and he gets punched in the face through the TV. I mean, that's not something that's easily done in live action. I mean, maybe it could be done, it probably would be weird. It's definitely an animated thing. So just little like stunts and jokes like that make it very clearly made for an animated platform. There's no way that we can talk about the Proud Family without taking time to appreciate the iconic theme song. This theme song stands out amongst all Disney Channel theme songs. Easily in the top 5, probably in the top 3, probably in the top 2, maybe even number 1 if I'm being honest with myself. Ralph Farquhar that I mentioned earlier, his younger brother actually created the theme song, and of course course, we all know by now that it was performed by Solange Knowles and Destiny's Child as backup, and it's just so good. Every time I hear it, it gets better. Something I didn't know, though, was that Alicia Keys was their backup option if Solange couldn't do it. And I bet Alicia would have been amazing on it, but I think all in all, what was supposed to happen happened because it's so good. Something that kind of surprised me, which probably shouldn't have surprised me, but it still did, is that the cast didn't even have rehearsals. They all just went into the recording booth individually to record their parts for each episode. It's just so weird to think about them all being like individually in the booth, because they bounce off each other and feed off each other's energy so well in the episodes that it's like they're all in one room. Kyla Pratt was only 14 when she started voicing Penny Proud, and she has said that she feels the show really taught her and molded her as a person, and it truly means a lot to her when fans say that the show impacted them as well. This really touched my heart. One of Kyla's favorite memories about being on the Proud Family is that it taught her to love her voice. I guess growing up, she didn't really like hearing her voice played back to her on a recording, but being Penny made her learn to love her voice, and I just think that's so awesome. Jo Payton Marie, who plays Sugar Mama, has said that this was probably her favorite role ever to play. She really enjoyed it because it allowed her the creative freedom to be any age that she wanted. I mean, Sugar Mama presents as like an old woman, but she can be young, she can be old, she can be anything in between. Sugar Mama is truly ageless, and she just has so many levels, and I can totally see why Jo Marie Payton really had fun playing her. Paula J. Parker, who plays Trudy, actually really wanted to play Sugar Mama and begged the casting directors. She even had an old woman voice ready to go, but I guess the casting directors just wouldn't budge. And all in all, I think it worked out how it was supposed to. I mean, I think everybody really fits the role that they were given. Growing up, I think my favorite character was Oscar, and Tommy Davidson, who did the voice of Oscar, has said that Oscar is him. He loved the freedom that he was given in the booth, and they basically just told him to go for it. He said he was one of the only characters that didn't have to look at a script because they knew he was just going to improvise anyway. So as long as he got the general gist of what he needed to say, it was all good. Tommy has said that Oscar is one of the broadest characters he's gotten to play, and that he really did feel like when he was parenting Penny, that he was parenting kids across the nation. Cedric the Entertainer played Uncle Bobby, who definitely stands out in my mind as a really fun character. He was inspired to do the voice that he created for Uncle Bobby when he saw the character. He has said that everybody has that eccentric wild card relative that you can't wait to see at a family reunion because you know they're going to be really funny, and that's Uncle Bobby. The Proud Family had its own DCOM, and it premiered in 2005 as the series finale. And it earned 4.8 million viewers, which is pretty good. There was a Proud Family album that featured music from the show, because music was definitely an important part of a lot of episodes. And it was made into a video game, which I didn't know, and I'm so sad because I wish I could have played it. It was for the Game Boy Advance in 2005, so around when the DCOM came out. It says Penny works a variety of jobs to raise money so she can afford to buy her parents a THANG, Total Home Automated Necessity Gizmo, for their upcoming wedding anniversary. Each job Penny gets is a mini game. That sounds fun. First of all, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance, so I guess that's why I didn't have this game. It has been 20 years since The Proud Family premiered, and we now know that a sequel series is in the works. I think it was supposed to come out this year, but then 2020 happened, and now I'm not sure when it's happening, but we do know that it's going to be called Louder and Prouder. And Bruce is back, and Ralph is back, and the main cast is back. This new iteration, Louder and Prouder, has a multicultural team behind it in all areas: writing, art, music, and 2 of the 3 directors are Black women. Another exciting announcement about Louder and Prouder is that Keke Palmer will be voicing a brand new character. I love Keke's voice. She is so talented, and I think it's going to be really cool to see her take on this role, especially since she was such a big fan of the Proud Family. I feel like she's going to bring excitement, and her character's probably going to bring a great perspective, which leads me into the problematic, complicated legacy of the show. The legacy of the Proud Family definitely has positive aspects to it, but there have been problems that have been rightfully pointed out, specifically issues regarding colorism and misogyny. The colorism issue particularly revolves around Dejanay and her family displaying a lot of stereotypical qualities, and the misogyny deals with Oscar and Trudy and Sugar Mama and Dejanay always chasing their love interests. As I did mention earlier towards the beginning of this video, I found an amazing video that really details all of this. I have linked it below, and I really hope that if you are watching this, you go over and watch that as well, and really take time to listen and think and reflect. My hope is that with Louder and Prouder, Bruce and Ralph and everyone involved really hears this important feedback and puts it into practice. There's definitely an opportunity here to correct and overall just grow and do better. I also really do hope that Keke Palmer's character can maybe help with this, because I know she's supposed to be an activist, so maybe she can be a catalyst for there being change. I don't know. But that is the history behind the Proud Family and the making of it, and some fun trivia along the way. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss a new episode of my brand new series, which comes out every Wednesday. Hopefully. I may miss some here and there, but I really am going to try. I came up with a fun idea that for every episode, I'm going to leave emojis at the bottom of the description box as a hint to what the next episode will be. And then if you get it right, I can give you a shout out in the next video. I just think that would be a really fun way to keep the hype going. I will say that the next episode is a DCOM, so keep that in mind when you make your guesses. And I love you all. Stay beautiful, you people. Bye!